Kumani, don't blame me about the drums. They took them away.
Oh, okay. I was still waiting for them. Thanks for. Okay. Afternoon, everyone. Are we still awake?
Yes.
Yo, if you were standing where I am right now, you will understand after the first two speakers how it feels like, you know. It's quite hot here, you know. I was looking for air conditioners. I can't see them. That's why I told them, let me reduce an hour to 15 minutes because I can't stay for this long in this heat. Wow, what a moment, what a morning session that we have had. Quite inspiring and motivating also for me, you know. And you know, when I was asked to come and do this, it was like the cabinet reshuffling in the minister at Parliament, you know. You had that moment and then you wake up in the morning, they tell you you must show up at Innovation Hub. I'm like, Minister, what happened now, you know? And there's always a challenge. The speakers who are here are entrepreneurs. They are in the business. They've done it. They've made it. And now when you reshuffle a minister from Home Affairs to Enterprise Development, you know, things will be slightly different. You can't expect the same thing, right? Okay, I have three things that I would like to share with you today, basically. And it is not a joke what I've just shared now with you, that I was given this opportunity to come here and speak to you. And yeah, one moment it felt like, wow, will I go and share that stage? Do I want to expose myself like that? You know, I mean, look at those guys, they've been all up there, you know, they've done it. But it reminded me that sometimes you need to start somewhere. And sometimes there are certain opportunities, you know, they won't knock each and every single day to your door. But those opportunities come once in a lifetime, you know. And the opportunities don't wait for you until you are ready. Sometimes the opportunities are ready for you before you are ready yourself. And that is where I find myself with you here today. I'll share with you some three things, basically. And one of the key things that we are talking about today is success. Specifically, we have been here witnessing two people who have been highly successful in what they do, who are driven, who are motivated, who always try to push boundaries each and every single day. And obviously, the question, the thing that they've raised today is about success and achieving greatness. And I think our previous speaker said it in a very nice way, that is, we are all gifted. We all have those unique talents and capabilities within ourselves. We all have those unique talents and capabilities within ourselves. And sometimes when you watch some of the successful stories, when you watch some of the successful people doing some of the things out there, you think that maybe it's for the select. You think maybe it's reserved for some of us. But one of the key things that they have said to us is that we all have that unique talent. And in my views, when I assess the situation, is that if it is true that we all have that unique talent, skills, and capabilities, then what is it that is stopping us from achieving? Why aren't we reaching the same heights as other people are reaching? What are the barriers that are hitting hard on us to believe that we don't have what it takes to get there? And this basically brings me to one of the things that probably you have witnessed this morning, that the people who were here, they were driven, they were hungry for success. They had the desire to achieve. And in my view, that's one of the things that typically tend to lack within us. Because for everything that we do, we need that drive, we need that motivational element that will make us to take that first step. Because more often than not, when you start doing that, you realize that the journey is not that bad. And one of the things I have learned over time is that the things that tends to stop us is our fear to fail. Because we've got the talents, we've got the capabilities. But to take that first step and thinking that if I'm going to take it, there's a chance that I may fail. And that's what stops us. And this is one of the things that I would like to bring to you, that success comes with failures. And once you start the journey, you will learn that there are more failures than successes in life that you're going to come across. And failure is part of the process for success, because failure gives you an opportunity to learn. Failure tells you what works and what doesn't work. The only time really you stop succeeding when you get to failure, that is when you don't try one more time. What is the power of trying one more time? Because if you keep on trying and trying and again trying, what happens to you? You become better and better and better until you become your best. And that's what I will encourage you. You will come across those obstacles along the way as you try to achieve, as you try to pursue your goals and your dreams. You will encounter failures more often than the successes that you will come across. But all the time, have that eagerness, that desire to achieve. Because if you have it, that's one thing that is going to make you to stand up again and confront the situation. Because a person that is driven, a person that wants to achieve and succeed, whatever comes in their way, they will have that ability to stand up again. Because you know your vision, you know your goal. And there's no satisfaction that you're going to come across until you achieve it. Another thing that I would like to bring to you, the second point, is about be agile. You need to adapt. Innovation and creativity requires us to adapt each and every single day. Tibos mentioned to you, he talked about wine. What other boundaries is he pushing now? Different stories, different aspects of life. Why is that so? Even technology. Think of 10 years ago. Were cell phones as innovative as they are today? No. Think of you can pay clothing. Why? If you don't adapt, you will die. Besides, part of being creative and innovative is because each time we are put in our discomfort zone. And that's when you start being creative and innovative. Because when you are within your comfort zone, what happens? When you are in your comfort zone, you start doing what? What is convenient. We are so good in doing what is convenient. But what happens when you start stepping outside your comfort zone? That is the moment you start doing what is necessary so that you can achieve. That is when you start getting to the point whereby, irrespective of the weaknesses that you have in your life, you can turn those weaknesses into your strength. Because you know that you're not just doing what is convenient for you, but you have to do what is necessary. Because when you have that drive to achieve and succeed, nothing will come your way. Even if you are not an expert in something, I can give you an example with myself when I was still in matric. I can see we have people who are also at school. Because in university needs what an entry requirement. Okay? You need to meet requirements. I was at school, I was good in certain subjects I was not. Then the university tells you you must reach this score so that you can be admitted in a faculty of engineering. So when you are faced with that moment, you start realizing that, you know what? I need to start doing very good in other subjects. If I don't do that, I'm not going to make it to the university. What did I do? I had a goal. I had a need. I have that hunger that I want to go and study engineering. And I can make an example with one of my subjects that I was studying at high school, and that was in business economics. I moved in the metric year. All other years I was not good in that business economics. But in my metric year, once I got that desire, once I had that goal, once I knew what I needed, I invested time and effort. And I moved from being just another student in business economics to become the top student in my class in business economics, and also to complete it with distinction. And that's what happens when you have drives. And I think I will encourage you today that whatever you need to achieve in, find out what are the drivers, what are the motivating things that I need to have. Where do I draw my energy? People talk about energy. That is a very powerful thing. Where do you draw your energy so that it can uplift your spirit? So that you can have that eagerness to learn and achieve in life. I will mention one more point as part of me moving on. And that is about innovation and invention. My shortest say, most of the time, I usually say, innovate, if possible, invent. Because so often people, when they think of innovation, they think of invention. And those who are in businesses, I've seen a couple of you are there, you have probably learned to know that innovation is not necessarily equals to invention. It doesn't mean that we don't have to invent. But so often people, when they try to get into the business space, they think that if I cannot invent, I cannot make it. Sometimes taking a product from one market into a different market where it does not exist, that is part of innovation. Because one of the difference between invention and innovation is commercialization. And commercialization means putting the product into the market where there is a need, where people are willing to buy it. So that's one of the things that I would like us, as we think of these things, that invention and innovation are relevant. Obviously, invention most of the time is a predecessor for what? For innovation. I cannot dispute that. But there are so many opportunities whereby you can take what already exists, innovate it, and put it in a different environment, because there are so many needs that are out there. I'll give you an example. Last month, I was attending an event at the University of Johannesburg with one of their executive deans. He told us a story, and one of the story goes by. There was a student who was studying there, who also needed to do a master's degree. The student had a final year project, and one of the final year project, it was to do the dynamo, putting the dynamo in the bicycles so that you can generate electricity, That student was not from South Africa. So when they look at the project of the student, how he was doing, they were like, yes, this is good, but this is not new, this is not global. There are better systems right now. I mean, where is this thing going to work, So that student went into his project, and in his project, they gave him a 50 marks pass. That student went back to his country, and today, apparently, that student runs a factory where they make bicycles with those dynamos, and they generate electricity for community who are disadvantaged. What don't work here won't work elsewhere. And one of the things about being an entrepreneur is to have that vision and have that eye that people don't have. And I think that's one of the challenges, even when you guys go try and ask for your funding. It's like I told someone already asked a question earlier on. It's like you talk a language that other people don't understand. It's like you're in a different world, in a different country, but you are in your home country. As I conclude, I would like to end with one of the following things. And I'll take a quote from William Shakespeare. And he goes by saying, some men are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness. Thank you. Okay. Now, I was saying thank you for finishing the quote for me, but I'm almost there. But the power of that quote tells us one thing, and it goes back to the concept of the gift, that we are all gifted and talented. And it's not just in some of us. We can all succeed. We can all achieve greatness. We need to put the effort and the time, and to have that eagerness, that desire for us to achieve. And if I can ask you anything today, it will be just one thing, and that is, in everything you do towards achieving or pursuing your goal, and in every moment that you spend towards that, I'll just ask you to do one thing for yourself. And that is, always strive to be your best, if not the best. Thank you.